Johnny, I suppose your assessment of the weekend and how and why Ireland came up short.
Yeah, look, it's a pretty disappointing camp. We feel we probably prepared really well over the last 2 weeks, and we didn't get it out there on Saturday, which is the most disappointing thing. There's nothing worse than when you prepare properly and you have a good plan and you just don't quite execute it. And now it's really just the players have been pretty open and honest, and coaches too, and come in and discussed it over the last couple of days and figured out why, because that's the most important thing. We've got to take the learnings from it and make sure that it doesn't happen again.
Can you put your finger on exactly what went wrong, I suppose, in particular in those final 20 minutes?
It's a lot of things, isn't it? It can't be just one thing. It's a little bit of everything. Yeah, and that's a couple of penalties, a couple of inaccuracies in our attack, a couple of kicks, a couple of missed tackles. You know what I mean? It's not one thing. It never is. And it's about just figuring out why. Because, like I said, that's the most important thing, so we can learn from it and it doesn't happen again.
What's the message being finally from the management team to the players this morning?
It's trying to turn the page, really. You know, taking the lessons, and Andy's always very good at that, isn't he? From, you know, when you're in the environment, he always reframes things. We move on pretty quick, but he also keeps us accountable and makes us realise that it wasn't good enough. And sometimes it can happen like that, and we understand that. And sometimes you can put it down to prep, or do guys take their eye off the ball a bit, but it just didn't go to plan on the day, and we've got some good reasons for that now, and we'll make sure that it doesn't happen again.
Neil, on more light-hearted matters, do you still have the sword from 2021?
I do, actually, yeah. It's been part of a good few school plays and show and tells and everything like that. No, it's pride of place at home, yeah. It was an amazing gesture by them on the day, something that took me by surprise. So yeah, very cherished memory for sure.
Good stuff. Given the amount of travel and the physical and mental toll Saturday would have taken, are you likely to kind of make some changes, rotate things around just to freshen things up this week?
It'll be a bit of both, won't it? It'll be a bit of giving guys a chance for sure. Some of it will be selection. Guys will get a chance because others didn't play that well at the weekend. So it's always a mixture, isn't it? And we need to make sure we pick a team that goes out and first of all tries to wins the game. It's a really important game for us, as all these games are with regards to rankings and with the World Cup draw coming up. So picking a team to win first and foremost. But at the same time, Andy knows that in 2 years' time we're going to a World Cup and we need to have 40 players ready to go.
And just in terms of one of the things that's been spoken of in the build-up to last week and after last week's game is just how the kicking game has changed so much in the last year or so around contestables and how teams are reacting to it. How much work do you think this Irish team still has to do just with what you're doing with the ball when it breaks back on your side?
Yeah, it's kind of twofold. Like while we were down to 14 men for the red card, our kicking game was excellent, and our ball, despite not winning the ball cleanly in the air, they didn't win it, and we won a lot of scraps. And that's probably what kept us in the game for that part of the game. And that's part of the game that gave them a lot of access in the second half, I would say. A couple of the kicks were just a little bit too long. We didn't quite make it a contestable, and they played off the back of it. So it's a massive part of the game now with the rule changes in terms of not being allowed to escort back. You got to clear a good pathway for people to have a real contest. I think that will suit us because Gaelic football, guys in there that always. I look back at probably 2019 when we were probably the best in the world at kicking the ball, 18-19, and these rules or teams combated a way to stop us getting up after it, and that was partly how the sort of escorting came in. Eddie Jones seemed like he came up with it to play against us, but now it's back in as a contest, and I think that'll suit us going forward. But we've a little bit of work to do in it at the moment. Yeah.
Just last couple of questions for the live section, and then finish up.
Johnny, how hopeful are you that Stuart McCluskey will be involved?
Yeah, he was excellent for the time that he was on the pitch. It's unfortunate for him, obviously picking up a little strain. I don't think it's too bad though, and he was doing a bit of work with the physios today while the rest of us were training. So hoping that he'll be back involved, whether it's this week or next week, I'm not sure yet. I haven't heard from from Andy yet, but yeah, he was very impressive on the pitch. He started the season amazingly well, and it's great, another centre in the mix. So it's good for us. Yeah.
Johnny, what's the state of play with Ty Byrne after his red card?
I think the hearing is
Yeah,
tonight. Yeah.
Will you guys contest the decision, like Andy?
I don't really know how it works. I haven't been in too many disciplinary hearings myself over the years, but the way I see it, like, you know, we'll let it unfold tonight. But if you look at it in real time, it looks very different to how it looked when you slow things down. So we're hoping that we get a good outcome, but again, you just don't know with these things. But we're fingers crossed that he'll be available for selection. Yeah.